Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm super excited to have back on again. We've got Javi Reyes, Wes Toledo, and Matt Williams of Post Animal. The band is gearing up to release their fourth studio album called Love Gibberish out on May 13th. I can't wait to hear all about it, guys. I want to thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
Doing well, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man, you're super welcome. What's going on leading up to the big day?
A lot of practice. We got together. Um, I think April 19th. We're just basically doing like a 2 week intensive.
Sure,
Learn all
sure.
the new material, construct the set. Kind of get used to. A couple of us have some new pedals and MIDI keyboards, so we're just kind of getting used to some of the new stuff that we have, and really dialing in and shaping up to ship off to tour and perform for
Sweet.
the country.
Sounds pretty normal. Well, I've had the opportunity to listen to the record about three or four times at this point. It's gotten significantly better with every single listen. You're always hearing new things and kind of getting the style and this and that. I kind of wanted to know, is there like an overarching message that you guys are trying to put through on this record, or is it a series of isolated singles?
I think that I'm not sure if there's any one like specific message, but we're definitely trying to go for something that's uplifting and something that's positive, something that's encouraging,
Yeah.
and something that is acknowledging of like, different aspects of, just life that you might struggle with, but trying to approach it from a place of um, glass half full and like positivity, and just trying to be uplifting, and everything that we talk about. All the songs are about different things.
Yeah.
There's not really like a through line or anything, but definitely trying to approach every subject matter from an uplifting viewpoint.
I could see that. I'd say as far as the genre goes, it's pretty safe to say that there's a slight departure in sound from your guys' previous records, which I think makes sense because you're always evolving in one way or another. Was that intentional, or was that kind of just the way that it worked out?
Yeah, it seems that things like sound direction, like, that kind of thing, that
Mhm.
people really, that like it's always like a topic of conversation. We
Yeah,
just like we're always changing interests and changing like the kind of styles of music that we want to play. I think it still sounds like us, but we're
oh
like
yeah,
exploring, um just like, yeah, our tastes change a lot, especially like with the attention spans that we seem to have nowadays. That like everyone seems
sure,
to have,
sure.
short attention spans. So it's like you go through one phase where you're like playing music like this, and then you go and you're like, all right, I want to write something that's more like this. And so I think we knew what was happening while we were writing it, and we knew that it sounded different than older music. But that's just like what happens with us. We kind of like we like just like to change it up all the time.
It's pretty natural progression too. I mean, I think I don't, maybe we do, but I don't think we really ever go into a new project and we're like, all right, we're gonna make this sound quite a bit
Yeah,
different from the last one. It just, fortunately, I think, because it's exciting to me at least, that we just kind of end up with some new sounding stuff. And so yeah, it's really fun to just kind of see how new sounding things flow into each other. And I mean, as you maybe have had noticed on the new record, there's a lot of like variety, and
yeah,
um,
a
you
ton,
know,
a ton of
doesn't
variety.
really necessarily stick to one particular sound, and that's always kind of been the case for us. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's just kind of a natural thing that happens where we just end up playing a little bit slightly different, or in a different a different stadium than the home field.
Sure.
Yeah,
Well,
I
what was the
think.
first? Oh, sorry, go
Oh,
for it.
sorry. No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, I think that with like many different songwriters, it's really easy for us to go and do something like very different from before. Like, say one person does a kind of out of left field thing, and then we hear that, and it's like, well, I'm inspired by that. I'm going to try and do my version of like that zone, and then that's a completely different thing, and then so on and so forth, and you just end up really far away from where you were.
No, I'm happy you brought that up, because actually the next thing I wanted to talk about. Like at this point, you guys have put out 3 singles so far. They've all been vastly different from one another. But No More Sports is the one that has stood out the most. I mean, it's literally like the Post Animal version of Van Halen's Panama. Like same guitar tones, same like cadence, same everything, but it's not, and it's you. And I can't get enough of it. It's probably the song that I've listened to the most in the past, whatever, it's been out a few weeks at this point.
That's awesome.
I assume that there was an intention behind that song. It didn't just happen.
It just kind of happened. Like, I mean, there's intention behind the lyrics, definitely. But like the instrumental just kind of was, I had the riff one day and then played it in with the guys in the practice space, and we kind of came up with the skeleton of the structure, and didn't you sort of like, we kind of jammed that, like it was like around, wasn't it around the time that Eddie Van Halen died? It was literally maybe like the week that Eddie Van Halen died. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny that because when Eddie died, it was like, you revisit, I revisited some of like the older Van Halen stuff.
Totally. No, it's an ode.
Panama and like Unchained and stuff like that. I feel like it's
totally. No, it's great though. I've had it cranked up. What was the first song that you guys finished off this album that sort of kicked off the cycle?
Bolt from Above?
Oh yeah, Bolt from Above was the first. Not that we all finished together, or maybe it was that we.
I guess vocally, yeah.
But like first demo, I think that demo existed in like 2019.
Yeah.
Playing on.
Damn.
In Europe, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of ideas that came from around the 2019, like probably late 2019 or so, and then finalized. I mean, a lot of them ended up quite different than their initial kind of idea inception. But yeah, I can't really remember. Probably maybe Bolt from Above. Yeah. When You Walk Towards Me, there's a demo like somewhere in 2019, but that ended up quite different, and I'm glad for it. Actually. Yeah, I can't really remember that, but
yeah, that was the earliest, I think. Or yeah, but also When You Walk Towards Me, definitely. That was
sweet. Is there a song on the record that hasn't been released yet that you guys are most excited for fans to hear?
Yes.
Immediately.
I'm pretty. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I love Infinite Zone.
Definitely.
I love Bolt from Above. I love Love Is Trouble. I love When You Walk Towards Me. I like all.
I mean, you should like all of them, right?
Yeah.
It's your
really excited. Really excited about those.
It's interesting because it's like what you had said earlier. The 3 singles are quite drastically different.
Yeah.
And I think that applies in a way to the rest of the album. I mean, I do believe the album feels cohesive, but I'm glad that there's a variety of singles that don't necessarily, like, I think listeners will be surprised at some of the other songs. I think it still leaves a little bit of mystery as to what else is on the album. And I'm really excited for it, just people to hear the whole thing. I've always been a really big listener of albums from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how people hear this one.
Yeah, Matt, you weren't there for our first interview like a year and a half ago or something like that, but I'm pretty sure I went on like a 5-minute rant about how much I loved Forward Motion Goddessy and the album experience, and that you guys really do put thought into not just making isolated singles, rather like this cohesive experience, which feels like it's becoming a lost art nowadays. And as much variety as there is on this record, it definitely still has that feel. So if that was the intention, I think you've still nailed it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And as far as the singles go, I'm pretty sure Puppy Dog was the first one that came out. And when I heard it, I was like, this is definitely a return to form, but an evolution. I think it was a
Oh,
great
cool.
first lead single to come back with. But yeah, No More Sports being the second totally threw me off. But then you grow to love it because it's like it's got a charm about it. Um, so we're recording this on 4/28, and your guys' official tour starts in like 2 days, I'm pretty sure. Mexico, I think I saw. I can imagine you're itching to get back on the road in a bigger capacity. This is like the first major tour. Have you thought about what's going to make the set list? What's going to get cut? What's going to get added for time?
Yeah, it's
Hot topic.
tough decisions. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think the hope would be that we have every new song at a point where we would be able to play them at a moment's notice.
Okay.
Definitely working on like figuring out what stays from the old material versus what we absolutely must play from the new material. And who knows if it ends up happening, but it would be great to be able to kind of swap some things out, you know, on a given night. Say if the crowd is a little more energetic, then we can get something a little more energetic going. If they're a little bit more relaxed, you know, just trying to kind of feel it out. But I think like we're getting close to a point where we'll be able to play basically any of the new songs.
Nice.
Or that's hopefully what we'll be able to get to by the time we're on the road. But it's tough decisions. It's so hard.
No, I'm sure of it. Is there a song that you're most looking forward to performing off the new record? The one that I think is kind of like just translates super well live.
Yeah, Infinite Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stoked on that song, which I don't blame you. But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that one's gonna be. I just have a feeling it's gonna feel really nice to play Infinite Zone. Cancer Moon, I think, is gonna be really fun and really big. Yeah, there's a lot of moments on each song where I'm like, oh, I could see that being so fun and big and just kind of grand, you know.
Totally.
But Infinite Zone is probably going to be quite fun, I think. Yeah.
No, that's reasonable. Well, let's see. Like over the past year, there's been an insane run of artists doing Levitation sessions, and your guys has been on constant repeat since it came out. That version of When I Get Home, I think is the definitive version at this point. It's probably the song that I've listened to the most of 2021, like no joke. Is there a chance that we'll see that one played in any capacity, or was that kind of one-off thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on a version of that one. We're kind of like constantly revisiting When I Get Home. It's just like one of the oldest songs that we have, so it's like about trying to make it, you know, trying to keep it fresh and all that. And you know, I think we did accomplish that with the Levitation version.
Totally.
We'll probably still play that one. You know, we're working on another version right now, but
oh damn,
yeah, it'll have the same sort of vibe.
Cool. Well, I've got tickets to see you guys. I'm pretty sure on album release day in Los Angeles.
So
nice.
Looking forward to the show for sure. Hoping to see. I mean, it's all I've been to like some album release shows, and some artists just play through the new album from start to finish, which there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, the people want to hear the hits too. So
yeah, true.
Please the crowd, I suppose. Keep it a surprise for now. I've got a couple more questions for you guys. I know that obviously you're musicians, you're artists, you're always listening to new things and gaining new influences and inspirations. Is there any release that you really enjoyed listening to this year, or something that's coming out soon that you're looking forward to listening to?
Wait, sorry, did you say like releases that are coming up?
Yeah, anything that's come out or coming up that you're just like, damn, people got to check out this record, even like you guys' local scene.
I don't think what have I listened to
this might be it's a big one, but Charlie XCX put out this album Crash like a month ago or so, and that's been on pretty big repeat since it came out, and she's incredible. She just knows how to do it.
I agree.
Correctly. This isn't this year, but last year, 2021, Turnstile put out an album called Glow On that was
Yeah,
like, it
they've
just
been
changed
blowing
my
up.
perception of music in a very good way. I just like, it just caught me off guard and really hit me. And I don't know, anything else that you guys have
To be honest, I have not really been listening to a lot of new music recently. So what have I I really like that I like some of the songs off that new Blade record. I don't know if you know who that
Blade
is.
record? No.
Blade, it's called Bladey. It's like a Swedish
Young Lean crew?
Yeah, it's like the Young Lean crew. It's like Swedish,
Oh, all right.
kind of like bubble gum, not bubble gum. It's like really, really like icy kind of like electronic trap sort of influence stuff. But like it's like Swedish crew.
Yeah.
Blade and Echo 2K. They're sick.
Okay. I've never heard of them. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's an acquired taste maybe, but
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah, have you ever dove down like the Young Lean rabbit hole?
No, Wes, I'm pretty sure you brought this up last time. Like, I didn't even ask this question, but in some capacity, you brought it up, and I was like,
"That's funny," because I've been into it the past that whole crew the past
that's
couple
awesome.
years. I don't listen to a lot of like I don't really there's so much music these days that it's like a little overwhelming that I'm just like yeah, it's stupid. I'm like, all right, I don't even care.
No, I get it.
It's like it's gotta like really kind of it's gotta be like a lucky thing where it just grabs my attention and then I'll just listen to that over and over again.
Totally. No, it's like a comedian going home from a stand-up set and like going on Netflix and running through the specials. Like, that's probably not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta get out of it.
There's just so much stuff these days.
Yeah.
Hard to stay on top of it all.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Definitely.
What about you, Javi?
As far as a record that I've kind of listened to a bunch recently, Ivory by Omar Apollo.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He's kind of all over the place genre wise, and he has a really nice voice and plays guitar and bass really well.
Sweet.
It's great.
All right. Yeah, no, he's what?
He's from Indiana, so
is he really?
not too
Is he?
far.
I didn't know that. Damn.
I did not know that.
I was thinking somewhere like way more exotic than Indiana, but I guess not.
Well, he's Mexican, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Got
I
it.
thought he was like a New York guy or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Well, I've got one more question for you guys, but before I sign off, I just want to thank you so much again for your time. This has been great, and I'm really looking forward to see you guys in a couple weeks. Basically, the question is for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that's going to listen to your guys' music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
Wow. A thought to ponder. I would say, in the most gentle, welcoming way, give us a shot. We'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you. The water is warm.
The water's warm. It's all love. Yeah, if you join us for the journey, hopefully, or surely or hopefully, you won't be disappointed. Surely and hopefully.
Love it. Love it. There's actually one more thing that just popped in my head. I completely forgot to write it down. I need like a quick explanation on the album cover. Who are these people featured?
Yeah. Well, they're like, we wanted to have an album cover that was a picture. And we were just kind of playing around with the photographer, like ideas of trying to kind of show the dichotomy of like old and young. Like we liked the idea of like a younger person and an older person to show just like, you know, the two sides of life. And we wanted to warp their faces in some way, like warp something about their appearance to sort of like symbolize the gibberish in Love Gibberish.
Oh, all right.
You know, and just to do something that was a little like odd, like a little, yeah, like warped, confusing, you know, something that made it a little like peculiar. And
Yeah.
If you like, if you notice, there's like this, they both have each other's eye color. They both have two different color irises in their eyes. It's like blue and brown, I believe. It's kind of like basically a transference of young to old, old to young, you know, immaturity to wisdom. But it's not that the old guy has all the wisdom. There's something to be learned from the young person as well. You know, it's kind of like the dichotomy is that, you know, we age this side to this side, but it doesn't mean that you only learn going this way. You know, this transference, you know, from an old person can learn from a young person can learn from an old person. There's lessons to be learned at all stages of life. You know, there's value at all stages of life. It's kind of that sort of thing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
No, thank you for the explanation. I'm glad I asked. Well, guys, thank you so much again for your time. And for everyone else out there, the album comes out on May 13th. It's called Love Gibberish. We're going to have links so people can follow along and listen and share and do all that fun stuff. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. Good luck on tour and hope to speak soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you in LA.
Yeah.
See you, Austin.
See you
Thanks.
there. Bye-bye.
Later.